Let's figure this out.
Part 2 of the audio from December 6th, 12th, 6th, 18th Chisel workout with the Noonz because I had to stick it out because of copywriting things. So what I'm going to do from now on too in the Chisel workouts is I'm just not going to play any music in the background, which stinks. But then you guys can play your own music in the background, but then you'll be able to hear the reps, what we're doing, and I won't have to do this. Okay, but I'm doing this because this workout was just so fun and so cool and different. If you want to try it. Okay, so we were just finishing up using the band and the bar to do, we were laying down on our backs on the step. We did chest presses, chest pullovers, and then we did skull crushers for your triceps. Okay, so now rest your arms, stretch your arms out if you need to, your chest. Okay, get a drink. Now, what you're going to do is you could put, what I did in the video you'll see is I put my mat in front of the step, perpendicular to the step, so at like a 90-degree angle from the step, or right angle, perpendicular, however you want to call it. Okay, so in a T, that might be easy. And so the step was horizontal and the mat was vertical. Okay, so I put the bar horizontally on the step, and then I put my hands on the step, right? And then my knees, I was on my knees. You're on your hands and your knees because we're going to be on your hands and your knees working your glutes and your hamstrings, okay? So then I put the band, the middle of it, around one of my feet, the shoe. Like if you have a crevice in like the middle of your shoe with arches, that's the best spot so it won't roll out. And then I was on my hands and knees. I got situated, as you'll see in the video. Okay, so I'm holding the bar, and the ends of the band are around the end of the bar. Okay, so you're having that resistance now when you're kicking your legs. So you're on your hands and your knees. Now you can do the same thing without the step. Just put the bar on the floor. Okay, so we're in this position, as you'll see in the video. And you're going to be on your hands and your knees, and you're going to bring the leg that has the band on it in a little bit towards your chest, bending it in, and then extending it straight back out. Okay, so in and out. Okay, so you're squeezing your glute when you go all the way out to the top, so you feel that glute working. You're doing 20 of those. Then when you're done 20 of those, you're going to keep your back leg out straight, still on your hands and your knees, okay, and you're lifting the foot with the band on straight now. Straight leg lifts up and down, okay? So you're lifting your leg, you're squeezing your butt to try to lift your leg up and down. 20 times, then hold it there and do 20 little pulses, 20 little butt squeezes, straight leg. All right, then Siri, I think just got all of that here. All right, so then you're going to switch legs, okay? So get adjusted, put your other foot in, make sure you're ready. Get ready, 20, knee in, bend knee, straighten it out, bend knee, straighten it out, as you see in the video. 20 straight leg lifts with the band, and the 20 pulses. All right. Okay, and then stretch your glutes, okay? I did a little stretch after that. Take a break, all right? Now, the next thing that we did was with dumbbells. So you could use a band, I guess, too, or a body bar. But I used dumbbells, and we're going to do shoulders, okay? So what we did was we did 8 first front raises, then we did 8 side raises, okay, and then we did 8 rear raises. So like you'll see in the video, I turned to the side to show you. You bend over a little bit from your hips, keep your back nice and flat, and then your knees are bent, and you're like just moving your arms straight behind you to the back, okay? So then you do 8 of those. So 3 sets of 8 of all 3. Then right after that 8, you're going to do 4 where you go lift to rear to the back. So you're doing the rear raises, and then all of a sudden you do 8, and then you do 1, and you hold it up. Pulse 2, 3, down, and then up. Pulse 2, 3, down, and then back. Pulse 2, 3, down, and then 1 more. So 4 of those, and then 8 more. Oh no, I'm sorry. And then we did 8. No, sorry. Right after that 4 pulses, we did 8 overhead shoulder presses. All right, then we came down, and right away we did 4 of each thing. So we did 4 front raises, we did 4 side raises, we did 4 rear raises, and then we did 2 pulses with 3 pulses to the back. So we went 2, 1, 2, 3 pulse, back 2, 3 pulse, and then we did 4. And then we switched right away, and we went into 2 of each thing. So 2 front raises, 2 side raises, 2 rear raises, only 1 of the pulses, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 overhead presses. All right, and then we were done. Okay, we might have did 1 of each rep too. So if we did in the video, I apologize. So in the video, we might have, after the 2, did 1 more, like 1, 1, 1, 1 pulse, and then 1. Okay, so then rest and stretch your shoulders. Actually, my shoulders are sore today, so it did work. We did it yesterday. All right, so then what we did was we came down again onto the ground, and we used the step because you needed like a little bit of height to have your feet up on. So you're laying on your back. So you're on your back, okay? And your feet, pretend like these are your feet, are up on top of a block or a step, let's say, or something, like a pillow or a couch, your couch or bed. So your feet are up. Then, and you're laying on your back. So your feet are just elevated a little bit. So you're going to squeeze your butt off the ground, okay? So you want your butt off the ground, squeeze, you're in a nice straight line with your body. Feet are on top of the step. And then what we're doing is, it's called a step climber. So you're just, all you're doing is you're lifting up your leg, 1 leg at a time. So you're on your back, you're lifting up 1 leg at a time towards your chest, and then alternating, okay? And you're, at the whole time, you're squeezing your butt off the ground too. Don't let your butt come down. So we did 30 times alternating, and then we did it for a minute, okay? Oh, and sorry, you were holding a dumbbell. I forgot. So in the video, you're laying down on the ground on your mat, you're holding the dumbbell above your head, okay? And then as you're lifting your leg up for the step climber, you're bringing the dumbbell up. Over, not your head, sorry, just your dumbbell towards your chest, okay? And then you rest. So that's kind of like a chest and a leg all in one. So do that for a minute, rest. All right. Then we did a cool outer thigh one on the ground. So you're going to get on your mat, and you're going to lay all the way down, okay? So we laid on our side. Let your head rest on your arm. So you're laying flat on the ground on this side. In the video, you'll see you're going to bend your knees a little bit up, okay? You're going to pull your belly button in towards your spine as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to squeeze your glute, which is your butt cheek, and your outer thigh on the top leg. And you're going to lift that knee up and down like a clam. So your feet are staying together, and you're just lifting up your knee, okay? Your feet are together, you're just lifting your knee up and down like a clam. Okay, so we started with that. And we did, where are those? Oh my gosh, I lost it. Where is it? Okay, so we did that. I just need to know how many reps you guys did, because that's the main point of telling you this. Apple. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so, lay on your side, do that, lift your leg up and down, okay, and, do that 8 times. I can't remember the reps. Oh my gosh, I lost my sheet. Okay, let's say we did that 8 times, right? Okay, then you're going to do, now you're lifting up, you're still on your side, you're lifting up your whole leg up and down, bent. Okay, squeezing that glute and that outer thigh, 8 reps. Okay, and then you'll see in the video, the next one you did, you keep your leg up like this, like your leg is up, you'll see. And then you bring your knee down towards your other knee. Okay, so it's kind of like the opposite. So your feet are apart, and then, so your feet are apart, and then just your knee is coming together. Okay, that 8 reps of that. Then you do 8 reps where you're going to kick out, and then bring your leg back in. Bring your knee in towards your chest, extend it back out. Bring your knee in, extend it back out. Then your knee, you're going to straighten your leg again, but it's going to be at a diagonal, okay, right on top of the other bent leg. And you're going to do lifts, 8 lifts up and down. Ooh, it really starts to burn by then, I'm telling you what. So do that. Okay, and 8 of those, and then 8 more of the thingy-mabobbers, the in and outs, knee in, knee out, and then we did 8 pulses. Rest, stretch your inner thigh, okay, switch sides, lay on your other side now, head's resting, you're all the way on your side on the mat, your knees are bent a little bit up, like a little bit, and then you're going to start again with the 8 clam, lifting just your knee, your feet stay together. Remember, breathe in, inhale, bring your belly button towards your spine as you're laying on your side. Then as you exhale, squeeze your butt cheek, on that side and your outer thigh to lift that knee up. Okay? It's great for your butt and your outer thigh. Okay, 8. And then you do 8 of every rep that we do in that video. So 8, and then 8 with a bent leg, raise all the way up and down. And then 8 where you're just bending the knee down and keep your feet apart towards your other knee. And then 8 where you're kicking in and out. And then 8 with that diagonal straight leg lift. And then 8 with the kick in and out again. And then 8 pulses. Okay, so 8 of all those reps. Stretch your other glute, outer thigh, and then we'll get ready for abs and lower back. So the first thing we started with for abs was we had a dumbbell. Okay, and you can do this without a dumbbell. Okay, so you don't have to use a dumbbell. So you have a dumbbell and you're laying all the way flat down on your back, as you'll see in the video. Now, you're gonna hold the dumbbell in one arm, and you're lifting the dumbbell like this in one arm as you're laying on your back, as you're bringing the same leg as the arm up towards it. Okay, so you'll see in the video. All right, so we did that 10 times. Okay, then we switched. We did it on the other leg 10 times. Okay, then we switched where we do more of an oblique, and we did the same thing, switch hands with the dumbbell, but now you're going to lift your opposite leg as the hand with the dumbbell towards it. Okay, and then we did that 10 times, and then we switched hands with our dumbbell and lifted our opposite leg towards the opposite. That 10 times. Okay, so good job. Then, okay, so then we came down, and we did a back exercise. So we went on our backs, and you were laying on your stomach. I'm sorry, you went on your stomach. Laying on your stomach, and as you're laying on your stomach, you're going to lift your upper body up, your arms are up by your ears, right, lifting it up. Then we brought our arms down to a field goal position, up, and then lower. Down, up, lower. Down, up, lower. Okay, we did 10 of those only.